from my childhood, we faced a lot of power cuts. India is starving for energy.
Yeah.
I want to solve this energy problem, not in our house, but for the whole country. Marine magnetotellurics also, first time in India we have done it, and then we do not have equipment, we do not have technology. All these things I have collected from different parts of the world.
What makes geothermal energy a promising renewable source for India and also to the world?
If you see Mahapanchagotagams, it is already said in our ancient literature,
Right.
but we are not followed.
Correct.
Now we have realized that we have to switch over from non-renewable to renewable
Renewable.
energy.
REVA University presents REVA Podcast.
Welcome Dr. T. Harinarayana, who is a well-known researcher for his contributions to geophysics, magnetotellurics and renewable energy research, particularly in geothermal energy. He has contributed a lot to this particular research area. Sir, I welcome you to REVA University. On behalf of Honorable Chancellor and whole team REVA, I welcome you to the REVA University.
Thank you.
Personal and professional journey I would like to touch upon before we go into the real research what you have done. You have done tremendous work to the country as well, especially in the state of Gujarat.
Yes.
Let me ask you one question. What inspired you to pursue a career in geophysics, especially in energy research?
Now, from my childhood, we faced a lot of power cuts in our house.
Okay.
So that motivated me that why this is happening and why not in other countries. So then I came to know that there is India is starving for energy.
Yeah.
Then I thought, let me do something from my own passion when I study things like that. So from childhood onwards, I want to solve this energy problem, not in our house, but for the whole country. So
Correct.
that has inspired me to pursue my studies towards the energy problem.
Perfect. And I would also ask you to shed some key milestones in your research journey throughout past 40-50 years that have shaped your work.
Right. So I studied geophysics and came to know principle of electromagnetic induction. That was the buzzword which has inspired me. How energy is getting induced into the other bodies. So then that leads to this technique called magnetotellurics, one of the pioneer or one of the important geophysical technique. So through that, when I got through the literature and it has gone to the state that it can scan the earth from very shallow level to very deep level, as deep as 50 to 100 kilometers.
Mm-hmm.
So this is an exciting thing because if you want to do it in a conventional way, there are other techniques like seismic and other methods. So that requires a lot of artificially induced energy. Like you have to explode 50 tons, 100 tons of dynamites into the ground. Then only they can go to that level. So here, this technique, without sending any energy, with using natural energy, when we can scan the earth up to that has excited me to work more and more in that direction. So in that connection, I found that marine aspect, because marine studies, they're very much neglected in this sector. Then we have executed marine magnetotellurics in Gulf of Kutch. First time in the country we have invested.
Wow.
And first time we have delineated a huge thickness of sediments that can help you to find oil and gas in Gulf of Kutch of Gujarat.
Excellent. And magnetotellurics is a very focused area in geophysics and in your research.
Yes.
And what challenges did you face for all the while in your research for past 4 or 5 decades, and how did you overcome them?
No, the challenges when we started this technique, it was not known to be. People started criticizing. For example, when I made a presentation to one of the pioneer company called ONGC, that I want to explore this technique in Gujarat, where it is not much explored. They understood the thing, what you want to do. Then I said, so signals are coming from Earth and then from the earth there is a magnetic field variation and electric field variation. Professor, scientist, you are a great scientist, I understand. Then people have questioned me
Correct.
that how a signals from sun find out the sediments below the earth. No, this will not work. Then I told them, look, you are already investing a lot of money on seismics, which is a well-known technique. Give an opportunity to test this technique in a small place. Then they gave one profile in Gujarat. Okay, this profile we are giving, and then based on the results, we will also promise you that we will drill the hole. Then other technique also applied. Everybody has given a different depths, and I gave a depth of 1.5 kilometers of trap thickness. That means we call the Deccan traps. That means a basaltic rock. So then ONGC has drilled that location. The place called Lodhika.
Lodhika.
So it is almost exactly matches what we have predicted. Then they got excited. So this methodology is working, and it is predicting the way, and it has been proved by drilling.
True.
So that type of confidence, not me, they have developed.
Yeah.
And then they gave a very big project in Saurashtra region. By putting up 30-40 stations, we proved one section. They gave the entire Saurashtra region where we have put up 700 stations. That means almost like every 5 kilometers of the spacing, we have put up a station in that direction.
Which means it's a big project.
Very big project we have executed.
Sure.
And now, even now, that results of those Saurashtra region is a landmark. That means we have scanned the entire Saurashtra region, and we found out a sedimentary basin buried below the basaltic rock. We are calling it as Jamnagar Basin.
Okay.
So the thickness of the Jamnagar Basin is 3.5 to 4 kilometers of sediments entering into the sea, into the Gulf of Kutch. That's how the magnetotelluric, marine magnetotellurics came into picture. Based on these results, we got that major project from DGH, Directorate General of Hydrocarbons. So this is one of some of the challenges which I faced by taking a thing that we almost like a challenge, that whether we put it up or not, whether I could prove it or not. Same thing, marine magnetotellurics also. First time in India we have done it, and then we do not have equipment, we do not have technology. All these things I have collected from different parts of the world. Like I hired a ship from Russia, I hired the equipment from America, San Diego University, and then we have traveled in the ship along with the American scientists and collected the data and then proved the technology. So that is the challenges.
So much of work, and
Yes.
it is really astonishing to understand
Yes.
the challenges what you have faced.
Yes.
And as I understand that you have done your PhD from IIT and also another PhD from UK Edinburgh.
Yes.
So with double PhD.
Yes.
So you have tremendously working on this geothermal energy explanations
Yeah.
and explorations.
Yeah.
What makes geothermal energy a promising renewable source for India and also to the world?
Right. See, geothermal energy, there are 400 locations in India, geothermal we call it hot springs, where the naturally hot water is coming out in different parts of India. This is going on for the last 2-3 months, several decades, but nobody has tapped this energy at all. So when actually this was part of my first PhD thesis on geothermal energy. I did it in the West Coast region, north of Bombay. We call it Konkan Geothermal Province. Then another place called Tatapani in Narmada Zone renaming. These two places I have investigated myself. I put up the tent and then I recorded the data, and then I stayed in the tent and then collected the data and then found out the geothermal resource.
Excellent.
So even now, based on my previous studies, Government of India recently recognized and made me as a task force committee member to promote geothermal energy in India. Presently, I am the member of that committee.
So we are very glad to have you here, sir.
Thank you.
And how does India compare with other countries in terms of geothermal energy potential and also utilization?
Right. See, if you see the Western countries, they are all having high potential regions. That means they have volcanoes. It is in their land, volcanoes, natural volcanoes. So we got hot springs coming out through volcanoes. But in India, we do not have any volcanoes except in Andaman Nicobar areas. which are completely remote. So our geothermal springs, hot springs, are based on tectonic movements, tectonic pressures. So this will be a low enthalpy, that means low temperature fields. See, when the Western people are having high enthalpy, we are having medium and low enthalpy regions. So we need to find out a technology that can be suitable to our country. For example, right now, the present day technology, power can be generated if there is a delta T is 60 degrees centigrade. For example, cold water is 30 degrees, hot water is 90 degrees. If these two are available, then one can generate it. That is the present day technology right now available off the shelf. So this type of technology we need to promote as many as possible. For example, right now in a place called Manuguru in Telangana region, right now 25 kilowatt of power is being generated using geothermal energy. It is 24/7.
Okay.
So for example, if you see solar energy, it works only for 5 hours, 6 hours a day. The rest of the time is not difficult to generate energy, although we have light in that. So effectively 6 hours solar light is possible. But in geothermal, it is 24/7. That means heat is available all the time.
All the time.
So how effectively you utilize it for the benefit of the power generation is in our hand.
Sir, do you believe geothermal energy can become a main strategy energy or mainstream energy source in the near future?
Yes. See, I have come out with one new concept called geothermal cooling and solar heating. For example, people think that geothermal energy means only hot water springs. What I did was geothermal is also having a natural cool. Suppose if you drill a hole below the ground, for the the top 5 meters, the temperature actually cools down. That's why in our olden days, wells, if you take well water, the well water in summer it will be little colder, and then in winter it will be warmer. It maintains a constant temperature, nearly constant temperature. That means the temperature in the air may be 40 to 45 degrees centigrade, but the temperature below the surface of 2 to 3 meters, it maintains constantly at 26 degrees centigrade. So you are having AC of 24, 25, but 26 degrees centigrade is available below the earth all the time. So now the issue is we need to circulate this water or circulate the air through heat pumps. We call it heat pumps, geothermal heat pumps. Using that, if you transport the heat, that means cold temperature into the thing, you don't need AC at all. The malls and other things. So this concept, we are recently being promoting this into the whole of India. If this comes to true with through MNRE and other thing in a big way, if we make it more economical, then people, there will be it's a disruptive technology is going to come up using geothermal energy.
I totally understand and agree with you. And since you are being, serving the nation with different levels of committees, as well as a part of MNRE, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. So how do you think that the geothermal energy complementing other renewable energy sources like solar and wind?
Right. See, the issue is in olden days, we used to depend only on the coal energy. That means burn the coal, get the energy. This is universally everybody was doing, even in Western countries.
Correct.
See, now very recently, as recent as 1990s and 2000, because of the so-called global warming effect, and then you have got pollution due to carbon dioxide. This realization has come in 90s and 2000s. That time, people have realized that we have already polluted the earth, so we need to find alternative ways.
True.
So in our, if you see our ancient philosophy, our ancient books, if you see, they already said that if one depends upon the 5 elements, like Jala means water, Vayu means wind power, Earth means geothermal power, and then and also mass, this biomass power, and also solar, sky. So 5 elements are there. So if you can believe this is everlasting. Because coal today is available, tomorrow it is not available. Because once you burn it, it's gone. So, but this one is a continuous renewable. So this part of a concept that future will be not only geothermal, all aspects. Like I told you, Vayu and Jala, and they call it as Mahapanchabhutakams. So if you see Mahapanchabhutakams, it is already said in our ancient literature,
Right.
but we are not followed.
Correct.
Now we have realized that we have to switch over from non-renewable to renewable energy.
sources. All right, sir. So, with the increasing global focus on decarbonization, as you are well aware of it, what role can geothermal energy play in achieving net zero goals?
Yes. See, now India and many other countries have already promised that they will reduce the carbon dioxide production or carbon dioxide release to the atmosphere in a big way. India has already promised by 2030 it will be considerably reduced to less than half. That means you are supposed to stop generating energy or stop burning of the coal for energy and then releasing the carbon dioxide. So, but people anyway need energy. You need to find an alternative way. So the all types of renewable energy need to be promoted in a big way, such that our energy needs of our country will be fulfilled. Because every time if you see industries are growing, the population is growing, population demands are growing, and everybody wants more and more comfort day by day. That means more and more energy is in demand. But to meet that demand for the whole country, we need to also have a strategic plan for such that we will fulfill the ambitions and desires of our people without polluting the atmosphere. So this is not only said, but it's all committed in writing by all countries in the recent COP meeting.
Okay.
I mean, climate climate change action plan
Meetings.
meeting.
Okay. What policies or government initiatives would you recommend to accelerate the adoption of geothermal energy in India?
Yeah. So what we have actually as a task force committee member, we had a recently online meetings with various other committees, and there is no policy for government of India on geothermal energy. Suppose you want to generate energy through geothermal, so there is no policy. That means in what way you should apply, where to get the permissions, where to go, in which direction you should go. There is no clear-cut policy. So we are in the process of finalizing a policy for whole of India, such that using that policy, all industries will turn into the direction of geothermal. That means, as recent as last month only, Ministry of Power wants to promote geothermal in a big way. They want to just put it, how much they should purchase the power. What I suggested was, look, in solar, when it started in 2000, it was 12 rupees to 15 rupees per unit cost. So that's how the government of Gujarat and the government of India has promised to the developers. But later on, we realized that now the cost of generating energy through solar comes down to 2 rupees 45 paisa.
Very less.
So very less.
Yes.
So keeping in this direction, we cannot say the fixed price for geothermal, but initial cost is high, so we can stay with 8 rupees to 10 rupees. Then as a function of time, that means after, because geothermal energy is a 24/7. So as a function of time, the promise to purchase the power from the developer can be slowly reduced. Is that way strategically the industry will be encouraged to initiate, because industry wants their own profit. But at the same time, government of India cannot give away all the money to the industry as a function of time, because as more number of people start using geothermal energy by several developers, automatically prices will come down. So we also suggested some 7 to 8 rupees to start with, but slowly it comes down to 6 rupees, 5 rupees as a function of time. So fixed time period, we can promise a certain amount of money for the developers. Then after some time, it will be reduced. After some time, this is one type of strategy. Another type of strategy, what I suggested was, look at what industry is paying right now. Right now, industry is paying in government of Karnataka to the government of, by the industries to the government of Karnataka, some X amount of money. You give 10% more than this So based on that means another government, another state government will have 7 rupees 50 paisa, then put to 8 rupees 50 paisa by geothermal. Then it will be attractive to the thing. People will purchase. They will purchase and they will sell to the 7 rupees 50 paisa to the industry. So 1 rupee will be the profit of the thing. Plus any extra amount will be the for the developers. So like that, we are putting a strategic policy so that industry will be benefited, climate change will be taken care of, and then the power will geothermal power, which is neglected in India right now. Only they are developing in a few places. Now it will be throughout the country, as I told you, 400 locations. Immediately, people, there are technologies are available. They are not implementing it because of no policy, no clear-cut policy to start it. Because a lot of issues are there when you take permissions for establishing a power plant.
Yeah. Hopefully, the policies may come in the nearing future.
Yes.
I would like to understand, sir, what is your vision for the future of energy research in the next 2 decades?
Next 2 decades, we need to, as I told you, that we need to slowly and steadily, as you know, that electric vehicles are coming in a big way. What does it mean? It means that the use of fossil fuel based vehicles are going to come down. So it is very clear that because electric vehicles are non-polluted. So all the thing, as you know, that Delhi is now has maximum energy. People are suffering of health and all. This is creation because of our fossil. One of the major factories, vehicles. So vehicular movement should be reduced. So we cannot stop the vehicles because we cannot leave the comforts. So use the electric vehicles in a big way. For electric machine, again energy is required. So where from this energy? So we need to find, it's all networking of whole problems in a way, not just one alone. There will be energy production and energy utilization in an effective way. But it is an opportunity for all our younger generation to have more number of places for putting up, promoting the technologies in a different direction.
Okay. Can you shed the light on how can academia and industry collaborate more effectively to drive energy innovation in India?
Right. See, the problem with the thing is, I was telling to my own students here, getting a solution is not a problem. Identifying the problem is a major problem.
Correct.
So the industry has got problems, but those actual problems are not reaching the academia. It is there in the air, but actual problem which industry is presently facing is not listed out anywhere in the country. See, our students and our younger generation are very smart. If you provide them problem, any problem, we'll get 2 solutions. See, in one of the meeting like this, in a seminar, somebody asked me, "Oh, I got a problem of carbon dioxide. Can you give me problem? Why you people are sitting here?" Like that, somebody provoked us. Then I told him, if you have a problem, we'll get you 2 solutions, not 1. So your problem is reduce the carbon dioxide. Presently, you grow algae in your coal power plant. Algae will take away your carbon dioxide, whatever. You pass through the gases into the water, and then water will absorb as much carbon dioxide as possible by algae, and also many other biological bacteria will take away the carbon dioxide. So those solutions are available, but you make it more economical, more practical in a better way, then that will be the solution.
Great. Sir, this was a wonderful interaction with you. Even though I am new to this field,
Yes.
and I have learned a lot from you, and you have done a great job to the country, especially for the state of Gujarat, at various capacities. On behalf of Honorable Chancellor of REVA University and the whole team REVA, I thank you for sparing your valuable time for this
Thank you. Thank you so much.
interaction. Thank you.